This is The Way of Abiding, 1998, Richard Barron translation, Longchen. Yeah, on the four great Dzogchen Samayas. Anybody remember what the four great Dzogchen Samayas are? And don't use acronyms, Doja Lekpa. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Tim got half of them. Spontaneous presence, ineffability, openness, and it's interesting because you started answering as I said it. Yeah. I said 3, 2, when you started answering, and the answer is oneness. Okay, very good. Those are the four great Dzogchen Samayas. Basically, it's our best idea of saying, well, okay, I know your mind is ineffable beyond concepts and everything, but when we settle into this space of being beyond concepts, it's wide open, it's purely present, and it's all inclusive. Those are just sort of the non-conceptual. You may say, isn't openness conceptual? Aren't we forming a concept there? But an awareness practitioner can discern contraction from spaciousness. It's a discernment. So I know it sounds like an assertion saying your mind is naturally open. And maybe it is an assertion. Is what I say, we're kind of throwing concepts at it. Okay. What's that, Yeshi? Did I miss something? And symbols. What about aversion to contraction? That's kind of an oxymoron. Aversion is a contraction, right? Aversion, contraction, they're both in the same category. Yeah, my mind's just on a one-way track. Maybe I missed that joke there, Yeshi. I'd have to rewind my mind to go back to whatever was said, which I have no idea. Okay, so that's what this whole book is about, everybody. Those four. And we're on. Anybody know which one we're on? Which one of the four Dzogchen Samayas? What are you guys doing? Donya got it. Yes, openness. Uh-huh. So we're on the section that says embracing the larger scope of openness. Now the larger scope of openness is embraced. It is, excuse me, it is to openness that the timeless seal of Vajra basic space is applied. And so here are the root verses of the way of abiding. In the spacious sky, in which the reification of objects and mind is cleared away, awareness, free of the turmoil of thought, is embraced within the scope of naturally unsullied openness. The Vajra dance is the unrestricted and uninterrupted nature of phenomena. Timeless awareness, equal to the basic space of suchness, is the timeless application of the natural seal of holy, positive, enlightened intent. And Longchenpa's commentary says, within the scope of awareness, uninterrupted like space, all that manifests, objects, or mind, is timelessly embraced within the Vajra theme of non-origination. The Vajra theme of non-origination. Okay, Vajra, remember Vajra means indestructible. We sort of verified this in our guided portion of the meditation today. We basically sat here and noticed how sounds are already in awareness because it's like space. It holds all sounds. Whether you're focused on a sound or not, awareness doesn't go anywhere. Awareness knows that you are just focused on a sound or not. And in that way, all sights, all these senses, including thoughts and emotions, including the body and the environment, the four foundations of mindfulness, are all included naturally into awareness, which is like space. Now, many beings, they're perfectly pure consciousness, all of them, but many of them do not see awareness. So they get entangled into the congestion of conditioning. So they get entangled within the dance itself. So rather than being the whole body, they're lost in the footsteps of the dance, So we come into the whole body here of our mind so that we don't get lost and we don't suffer and stress inside the movement, the congestion of fabrication. Does that make sense to everybody so far? The Four Noble Truths just boil down to recognition and non-recognition of this awareness that is like space. Right? Access this awareness to some degree. Okay. I believe you. So it says, with the realization that any apparent phenomenon or consciousness that arises is the dynamic energy and display of awareness, one embraces this without rejection or acceptance by allowing it to be free within the supreme spaciousness. Awareness is the Vajra theme insofar as there is arising. There's nothing other than awareness that arises within the scope of awareness. So maybe you can think of reflections on a mirror. There are reflections on the mirror, but they are none other than awareness. Nothing has ever come into being. So awareness is referred to as the sun of timeless Vajra awareness, the pinnacle of the victory banner that never falls. Oh, that's beautiful. The pinnacle of the victory banner that never falls. And so the perfect dynamic energy of the lion states, now just in that name of the Tantra, the perfect dynamic energy of the lion, so your awareness would be the lion. And that's why they have that anecdotal story about if you throw a stick, some dogs will chase the stick, but lions will turn and look at the one who threw but dogs do this too. Okay, I know. I know I'm getting defensive about the dogs again, but Luna Girl does it. My dog does it. So they will look at you when you're throwing the stick instead of getting lost in the retrieval. So anyway, the dynamic energy is the movement that we get lost into. The thoughts, we get stuck in those thoughts, and wars are created and families are broken up and all kinds of stuff because of these, because we're in the display of awareness. So the mirror is getting lost in the reflections and failing to see its entirety. So anyway, that tantra is being cited here. It's one of the root Dzogchen tantras, or one of the source tantras. It says, how marvelous! The Vajra of self-knowing awareness is timeless awareness blazing everywhere. The naturally manifest Vajra, without characteristics, blazes in all directions. The radiantly fearless Vajra is supreme emptiness. The immaculate Vajra of what is subtle and coarse blazes intensely. The great Vajra crown is all-pervasive emptiness. The limitless Vajra is not conferred, but naturally perfect. The limitless Vajra is Samaya that is beyond being upheld. Yeah, so remember, everybody, when we don't get lost in the energy of our mind, you can compare this to a dream. Um, let's say you're just sort of in the head, the whole mind that's having the dream. So, yes, maybe you have a dream that you're in the water and you can't swim or something like that. Uh, but there's a whole mind having that dream that's creating the subjectivity and everything and this feeling of you being in the water. But when you come into the whole mind, there's a great evenness. This evenness is there. So you even out beyond subject and object, and you orientate yourself into a grand, what they're calling here, the Vajra of self knowing awareness, blazing everywhere, naturally manifest. And so now the energy, the play of your mind, can flourish without you being in there getting messed up. Okay, everybody, that is just another exploration of these wonderful texts that we're so blessed to have. They have come through us in miraculous ways from these lineage masters who actually, many lamas, many rinpoches have died, have been tortured and things like that, trying to preserve these. All they had to do is just say that they weren't Buddhists, or just drop their Dharma practice and conform to some kind of material world. That's all they had to do, but they refused and they kept it going for us to rediscover this. And so I am eternally grateful to them, particularly my teachers, Pena Rinpoche, His Holiness Karma Kuchen, Kenshin Sewan Gyaltso, Kempo Tenzin Norgay, Tokugawa, all of them, many teachers, His Holiness Dalai Lama. Very, very grateful. Those are the real masters, that a lot of people have been throughout, especially the past 2 years, they gave me a lot of compliments, and I think you're very, very kind. But it really goes back to these masters and your own heart, your mind, you as a Buddha. Mhm. We're very lucky to have that. Okay, so thank you, everyone, and we will end here then with a moment of silence for the dedication. And before I bow, I'll just look at this question here. Remember, always do the vow of silence, at least respect that others are doing it. So I kindly request no comments and things like that, especially during the vow of silence. It's a very special time. Link to the text we're just reading. I don't know if Yeshi has that, but we do have a librarian prohibitarian. Okay, we're gonna have to do that moment of silence again, you guys. All right. So, moment of silence for the benefit of all beings. Okay, deep bow to you, everybody. Please take care out there. Yeah.